Okay, are you ready?
I'm not going to answer that.
Trash Talk Radio. Coming at you live on MP3 from high on a hill above beautiful Lake Washington. My name is Lestro, and with me, as always, is the Guru.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
And you know how this goes. We're here to talk a little trash on the week's worth of sports. I don't know anybody except the Guru, and the Guru knows all.
Man, I know just a little something, man. Just a little something, man.
Guru, it is episode number 79, and it's time for the NBA Finals as Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors stun Giannis and the Bucks and are taking on the still KD-less Golden State Warriors for the title. How did Toronto expose the Freak? Can they do it to Golden State? Can the Warriors hold off Kawhi until Durant gets back? Will he get back? And of course, Guru, who you got? Plus, the Lake Show is a shit show. Who is to blame? And how do they get out of this one? And you know we got a 2-minute drill. Guru, episode number 79.
Let's roll.
How you doing, my man? It is good to see you.
Man, I am living the dream. Don't you pinch me, man. Don't you pinch me.
You have a good Memorial Day weekend? I said they should all be 3-day weekends, man. They should all be 3-day weekends.
It was a great weekend, obviously, spent it with the wife. And we went to go see Aladdin.
Really?
Yeah, with Will Smith.
With Will Smith as a genie?
Man, the musical Aladdin. I loved it. It's
Now,
not Robin Williams, you know. Don't get it twisted. The rest
Few
is
are.
so. He did his little Will Smith twist to it. So he didn't try to be. This is what I love about it. He didn't try to be Robin Williams. It was a Will Smith version.
See, that's so funny that you went to see Aladdin this weekend. You're the one without kids. And the wife and I this weekend, along with it being Memorial Day and having out in the backyard and all that stuff, we actually got out on like a date in the afternoon for the for the first time since the baby was born. We left him with a neighbor for like 3 hours and went to see a movie. We went to see John Wick 3. So you
John Wick 3.
Yeah, man. Starring Philadelphia 76er Boban Marjanovic.
Oh, Murcielago.
Oh, you know I had to find a way to get it in. You know I had to, and there it is. No, seriously, though, Boban is in it. He's in the opening scene. He has a fight with John Wick. It's fantastic. His hands are so big. He palms John Wick's head at one point. So, spoiler alert, Boban palms John Wick's head in the opening scene of the movie. It's great. So, yeah, you went to see Aladdin. We went to see a big old murder fest, the wife and I.
Well, I guess we're going to
baby.
switch roles then. I got to go see John Wick, and while you go see Aladdin.
Well, we'll get to that, too. I want to see that one.
Shoot, Disney, send that check, man. Shoot, at least get me that free pass. I'm waiting. I'm standing still waiting on the waiting list for that Lion King, man.
Right, you plug in all of them.
Man.
You're getting in for it.
That's the only Disney I like, man.
The Lion King.
The storytelling Disney, man, not the sports Disney.
Right, keep your channel. Just send me those freaking dwarves, man. Let's get Snow White and the dwarves out here. All right, Guru. Well, it is time for the NBA Finals, and we knew Golden State was going to be there, but last week at this time when we left our heroes, both of us actually were picking the Bucks, I think, to get in here. And Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors stun Giannis Antetokounmpo and us. Guru, before we get to the finals, what happened here?
Yeah, we like, what the heck happened? We got exposed like Giannis, I guess, man.
Yeah, I guess, man.
Dude, that's a 4 in a row. They basically swept and they won 4 in a row. And it was a 2-0 start for the Bucks.
The Bucks ran away with it in those first games in Milwaukee. And then they said to Kawhi, they were like, so where do you go from here? And his answer was, we go back to Toronto. And he stayed that focused for the next 4, swept them in the next 4.
Next 4. Kawhi did what he did. The Claw did what he did. Dominated offensively, defensively, caught the heart of the young soul, man. It felt like it was like Big Pop, like dad, like just dad, just that elderly man, just sunning, we call that in the street. He just sunned Giannis there. Just straight sunned him. Said, you're not going to do anything. I got your heart, son.
Well, that was the big change. They put Kawhi on Giannis in Game 3, and that changed everything. Kawhi is such a good
same.
Yeah, Kawhi is such a good defender that Giannis couldn't get the drives in. He couldn't make the drives himself and get the buckets, and kicking it out to the guys on the outside just wasn't working. And we talked about this as well. The Toronto bench is a deeper regular season bench, but weren't playing like it. They woke up, man. I called out Fred VanVleet last week, so where the hell has he been? He showed up in those last 3 games, man.
They were that home cooking, right?
Yeah, what do you do, like 11 for 24
He
or
couldn't even
pointers
miss
or
a
some
three
shit?
for something. It was something ridiculous.
Exactly
He couldn't miss a damn three, man.
Could not miss a three at the end of that game. But we talked about the big player was, of course, Kawhi Leonard. And I found this stat somewhere. I'm not sure where I got it, that he is the Raps were plus 10.3 in the 656 minutes that he was on. They were plus 10, and they were minus 12 in the 170 that he sat in this series. So that's the difference. It's a 22-point swing when Kawhi Leonard's out there because he does it on both ends of the ball, that he defends on both ends. So here's to Toronto, man. The worst named team in sports, the gimmick team.
You could never let them go, man. You could just never. I love you, Toronto.
I do too. I love Toronto. I think the Raptors is the dumbest name. It's a gimmick. The Jurassic. Every time they talk about Jurassic Park. Oh, it's so live in Jurassic Park and it's so great. It looks like a fantastic time. I don't know that I could bring myself to go to Jurassic Park to celebrate I couldn't. Gimmick name. But they're going to go crazy up there. Great fan base. Really, first finals appearance for them. Really deserving fan base. Had a while getting there. Big gamble on the part of Masai Ujiri to swap DeMar DeRozan for 1 year of Kawhi Leonard to try and convince him to win a ring and stay in the city. They got the biggest test ahead, though, is the Golden State Warriors, who just blew out the Timberwolves, even without KD.
The Blazers.
I'm sorry, the Blazers. The Timberwolves. What the hell am I saying?
Dude,
the Trailblazers, the multi-syllabic name thing that confused me. The Trailblazers blew out the Trailblazers in a 4-game series, and even without Kevin Durant on the field, who is still suffering from what they're still calling a calf strain that's going to keep him out for at least the first 2 of the finals. So, Guru, the question, I guess, is can Toronto stun the Warriors?
Yeah, I think they could stun them. In the boxing analogy, I think definitely they could hit the Warriors. They could get a body shot, a nice little blow, and overall. But in the NBA, it's simple as this to me in the NBA. When you have elite players, it's easier to win games. And the more elite players you have, the more the game becomes easier. And then you just add the pieces as far as great organization, great coaching, which Golden State have. And collectively, they just have more elite players. They have more guys that could get buckets. That's without KD, because we all know the proficiency of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And we know in the finals, for some strange reason, Draymond Green becomes a three-point shooter. And then for some strange reason, the birth of Andre Iguodala just becomes the strap of all defensive strappers. It's for some strange reason, it's like a video game. When it comes to this type of situation and scenario, they are very, very well trained, well primed, and that's the edge with or without KD I will give to the Warriors.
So how much do you think KD's absence matters? Do you think how do you see this going? The first 2 games are in Toronto. Is it a sweep? Is it a gentleman's sweep? What do you got?
I respect Kawhi. One thing, when you're that super elite, you rarely get swept. You really get swept. And once you already faced and won a championship, you've been at that level and also lost, because I think he lost the one to LeBron as well.
Yeah.
So won one and lost one. So he's been there at the highest level, won it and lost it, and was the MVP in one of those. So he's enjoyed the most. So what they always say, the heart of a champion. So I don't see them getting swept. I think they could battle on to win 1 game without KD, maybe 2. We're hoping for 2. But I think it's going to be extremely, extremely tough. And I just see a gentleman's sweep. I just believe when it comes to buckets, Kawhi can't stick everyone.
See, and I think the defense of Kawhi Leonard, I think, is steps up and makes it more difficult, especially without Kevin Durant. With Kevin Durant on the floor, the two of them sort of have to go at it. But without Durant on the floor, then Kawhi can go after Steph and sort of keep him, and maybe even play a little bit like he did with Giannis, and keep the middle out, and maybe play on Draymond as well a little bit and keep those guys.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. Real quick though, we think Klay Thompson is a top tier defender. He's at one point arguably said he was the best two-way player in the NBA. Correct?
I think so. Yeah, he was real pissed off when they told him he didn't make the All NBA team this year.
So with that said, that means Klay Thompson should have the capability of at least not stopping Kawhi, but at least giving him some type of issues, in my opinion. Correct?
You'd think, but I don't think Klay Thompson is that level of defender. I don't think he's gonna give a Kawhi Leonard too much trouble. You know, I think that Kawhi Leonard is arguably the second best player or the best player on the floor out there. And even with Kevin Durant, he's arguably the best or second best player on the floor out there. And I don't think Klay Thompson, as good as he is slowing down Kawhi Leonard on this. That said, it's Kawhi and the Pips up there. I mean, Lowry is good, not great.
Yeah, stepping up.
Yeah, good, not great. The bench, good, not great. They're not the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala. That said, I think that if the Warriors win it, it's in 6, and I think if the Raptors win it, it's in 7, simply because of the home. I don't think the Raptors are going to close them out in Golden State, because that would be the last game ever at Oracle Arena, and I don't think they go out like that. Even if they lose the series, they don't lose it at Oracle as the final game in that building. But I think the first one, I think the Raps take one of the first two. I don't know if they take one or two, but they definitely win a game in Toronto, and then I think it's up to Durant. I honestly do. I think it matters.
I just think it's a terrible matchup. Just like I was saying, football, it's just about the matchup. I could just see when they're going pick and rolls. The guys I'm really, really identifying is going to be Gasol and Ibaka. So I'm really going to see. We always know they're going to expose those big guys. So I really want to see. And that's a matchup. There's no way Gasol and Ibaka with Steph and them, they don't have the skill set to really stick with Steph or Klay in that situation. So I could see Draymond and Klay in a pick and roll to isolate Ibaka or Gasol. So I really want to see what Nurkic is going to do when that situation comes, because I know Steve Kerr is going to do that, because we've seen it for how many years. He did that when it was Christian Thompson and Kevin Love, right? When it was the Cleveland Battle. So we've seen him put guys in that situation, in that tough angles. We've seen what he did with Capella, with Houston. So I really want to see what Toronto is going to do. That's why I said matchup-wise, because of Ibaka and Gasol, I really want to see what Nurkic and Toronto is going to do to offset that deficiency.
No. I'm taking Kawhi as the Warrior Killer. We've known him as the Warrior Killer in the past. He was killing them before they broke his foot and took him out and made him go to Toronto and lost him for a year. I think he's looking to beat the Warriors. I'm gonna run with Kawhi being the Warrior Killer, because I think it's fun.
See, I always learn when you're making some good decision or any type of decision, you always think about what could go wrong or what the other person, how hard the other person got to play to win. In this situation, Toronto got to be perfect without KD to beat Golden State. Golden State don't have to be perfect to beat Toronto.
All right, so 2 different questions here. Who are you rooting for, and who do you think's going to win?
This is sad. You know why? It's because it's one of those situations you feel bad. This is like, not to be extreme bad. This is just like you see like a little fat kid getting beat up or getting bullied or something, right? And it's like you watching it, but you feel bad, so you want to go help out. Like Toronto they're nice people. I'm not saying they're fat kids getting beat up, but they're nice country. They're nice people. They have no threat. They're just lovable. They're lovable.
They are the nerd
kids. And then, but you got basketball. When you think about basketball, it's America's game. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, from my time, it's an urban game. Growing up, that was my first love. That's what you do, man. It's basketball, the streets. It goes hand in hand. You start everything as of in where I grew up, how I grew up. Basketball was a big part of it. Basketball, hip hop, all that just feels so American. It's like French fries, man. It's like, it feels so American. You feel like, man, this other country's trying to say, like, man, they created French fries. They're trying to take French fries from us. So I'm kind of tormented, man, because I like Canada, but I don't want them to take what we call this Americans thing, man. I don't want them to do that. So I'm rooting. I'm sorry, Canada, but I got Golden State in 5.
Golden State in 5. You got the gentleman sweep.
The gentleman sweep, man.
And you're rooting for the Warriors, and that's what you want to watch?
Yeah, I'm going for the Warriors, man. I'm going for the Warriors. I'm rooting for a good thing. The matchup wise, Toronto's a good story, but I think they're gonna get exposed.
And see, I'm torn on this one too, and it's not necessarily the Canada thing though. I'm always up for the American team to beat the Canadian team if we want to play favorites that way. I'm torn because I don't want to necessarily see the Warriors win another title. It gets a little boring. I mean, they get in, they cement it. I kind of want to see them win one without KD again, just because I like that idea, of KD not getting the finals this time. I mean, all he's done since he's been there is win rings and NBA Finals MVPs. So he's proven his worth and all that. But I like the idea of them being able to be like, you know what, we got this without him, and winning it that way, really cementing the dynasty without KD in the finals that way. I like that idea, so the Warriors are a much more fun team to watch. The Raptors have the worst gimmick name in all of sports. You don't necessarily want that. But the Raptors have never won a title, so I go back and forth, but I think I'm rooting for the Warriors, and I'm going to take them because they're a former Philadelphia team. Is I think why you have to root for the Warriors is it was from Philly, and see, I got you there again. So you got to root for the Warriors. But I'm actually gonna. I like being the contrarian. I'm taking the Raptors in 7. I think Kawhi. I think it all comes down to KD, and I don't think KD plays in this series. I think KD's played his last game in a Warriors uniform, and if he does come back, it's too late, because he's not going to be conditioned and ready to go for game 6 or 7 to have it matter. So I'm taking the Raptors, but I think it goes deep. I think it's Raptors in 7.
All right, man. Hey, all that maple getting to your head. It's all good, man.
That fresh air, man.
No, it's that maple. That's what it is.
I'll take it.
All
Bring
that
it down.
syrup.
Send that check, Canada.
Scissor.
Send that check, Canada. I got
Hey, man, I don't know about if I want that Canadian check, man. I don't know if I want that. You could have that, man. I have bad experience with that Canadian airline, man. I got beef with Canada. Canadian airline, I need my refund, you guys, damn y'all, man.
You know what, that Canadian check? Who are you, Kawhi Leonard?
Nah, man, I don't want that. Kawhi, we all leaving. I don't use Canadian airline, man. They piss me off. The Guru's putting it all on blast.
While we're on this, what do you think happens to Kawhi here? Does he stay?
Hey, he's leaving, man.
He's gone?
Leaving. And
Even if they win.
Don't take Canadian airlines.
Even if they win, what do you think happens with Kawhi here? Is this a chance? His uncle was on Yahoo talking about how, affection for the city and blah, blah, blah.
It sounds good, man. It's just, look, man, Kawhi to me, and this is all opinionated because no one really knows Kawhi, it seems like.
Nobody can get a read on this dude.
Exactly. So for
I love him for that. I love him for that, Guru. I've really grown to appreciate Kawhi Leonard as a character and an NBA sort of character superstar. There is no one else like him in the NBA that's playing on that level and is just like to himself and the quiet guy over in the corner. And there's something about that I really appreciate. What is he,
the Marshawn Lynch of basketball?
No, he's less flamboyant than Marshawn Lynch even. Like he's not out there just because so he won't get fined. He's actually answering your questions. He's just doing it in 2 words. No. Yes. Yeah, we're going to Toronto. What do you mean where we're going? I just there's something about that I love. There's that machine-like quality about him. I love it.
Well, you know what? And he also seemed like somebody that wants to
I think he's perfect for Toronto. He's got that quiet sort of feel. I don't think he's staying. I think he wants to get out of there. I think he wants to be in LA. He left the money he was going to leave the money on the table in San Antonio. It was a better situation in San Antonio than in Toronto, in my opinion. But he wants out anyway. But I think he'd be perfect there. He's the perfect Toronto superstar.
I don't think he's an East Coast type of guy.
No, that's probably true.
You know, I don't think he's an East Coast type of guy. I don't think he's the bustle hustle. You know, I'm an East Coast guy, and now I live in the West Side and West Coast. It's a totally different type of transition, totally different type of hustle.
Toronto, far away from the ocean, but still very East Coast.
Very East Coast, even though it's Canadian. And it's just so much discomfort. Like, obviously, he's not going to move his entire family. You know, you might meet some immediate family, but his entire family relocating to Canada, that you got some taxes, you got customs, you got to go do this. It's just a little bit different if you live in Cali and flying to Miami. It's just a little bit different comfort level. And when you're that tier, when you're that level, the comfortability is very what you're used to. You know, you don't want to be like the other guy. Oh, I got to go through, put your family through, watch your game, go through customs, go through checks, go through this. And, you know, everyone in their family, every family member hit smoke weed, do here something. They done something. We all done. We are that skate, you know, that bad family member. Hey, you know, they don't want to deal with customs, man. They might have a knife. They might have a weed there. It's just a lot of bullshit,
I would say it's not gonna matter if they're the friends of Kawhi Leonard. They get a sticker. They just walk through. Canada's like, hey, you're Kawhi's friends. You're cool. Come on in, guys. Can we get you something?
Sometimes you don't
want a beer and a donut.
You don't want to get searched, man. You don't want your moms to come out there getting a national customs search, man.
Luca the water boy will meet him at the border personally and bring him in and be like, can I get you guys a soda? You know, like it's a.
Nah, man, I'm sounding like a Canadian hater, man.
No,
you know,
we know.
I'm not sounding. I want Canada to win, like in soccer and in rugby. You know what I mean? I want a Canadian to be a beast in that, man.
Hockey,
man. That's what I know when I know about Canada, man.
A long time since the Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. I would root for that in a second.
It's like, I want to see a Canadian wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like WWF or like
they probably do have Canadian wrestlers.
Gotta be.
Yeah, man.
I bet you if we look back, there's got to be some guy who wore Mountie garb and hit dudes with a tree.
That's true.
All right, so let's move on from the finals because it's not the only topic in sports this week, although the NBA seems to be the only topic in sports this week, as the Lakers continue to prove to be a massive shit show in LA. Ever since Jeannie Buss took over the team, and especially for the past couple of years when she hired Rob Pelinka and Magic Johnson to run the team, it's been terrible. They've been like the process Sixers without the process. They've just been bad. They've been stumbling around. And then earlier this year, on the final day of the season, before the final game, Magic Johnson strolls out in front of the press and announces that he's resigning his position as president, leaves. We forgot to mention they got LeBron the year before. The team does shitty. Magic Johnson at the last day of the year is like, I'm out. I quit.
Fuck you,
exactly.
And fuck you.
Doesn't tell Jeannie Buss, goes out to the press and is just,
fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
Gets out of the stadium, is there for like hours with talking about how he just wants to be a free bird again. He can tweet wherever he wants. If you're following him on Twitter, he's awful, but very amusing. And the shit show continues. Third coach choice to get down there. Pelinka, a piece comes out this week detailing some of the stupidity and abuse of power. And Guru, what is going on in L.A.?
It's exactly what it is, man. It's the story. It's a great movie going on over there.
Yeah, it's Dumb and Dumber is what it was with Magic and Pelinka.
It's a mess, man. We used to think LeBron, didn't we all, man? Even I did. We thought LeBron, Maverick, the whole company's, everybody's taking over, but
yeah. Well, they are. That was part of the problem. Is that apparently Maverick Carter was flying on the plane. They were meeting in restaurants where he was talking to Adam Silver, the guys from Clutch Sports and Maverick Carter. Are,
Rich Paul.
Yeah, are meeting with Adam Silver and comply.
Did I tell you LeBron was the Don? How many episodes I told you that? How many times I told you that?
Yeah, over and over. And I got to tell you what, you're exactly right. And every single team out there who wanted to get LeBron and didn't dodged a fucking bullet. I said that at the time, and it turns out it was even more right than we knew, Guru. This is just a shit show in L.A. Whose fault is this?
My goodness. Oh, how you gonna throw me that hot potato? How How you gonna throw me the helper to? I'm like, oh my God, whose fault it is? Man, it is everybody's fault. It is everybody's fault. But at the end of the day, the most fault of all fault, it gotta be Jeannie.
Exactly.
It gotta be Jeannie. Come on, Jeannie. You are the kahunas. Get your moxie. Where's your bravado, man? You have to come out and put your hands and feet down like, hello, I run this shit. This is my house. Whose house? Jeannie's house. That's who runs this house, and this is what's finna happen. You, Palenka, you finna be like, boom, you Magic, you gonna do this. That's what I mean. It's Jeannie's fault.
It's Jeannie's fault, but I mean she's got to. I don't think she got to lay the whip down. I think she got to get out of the way.
Oh
and
man.
I think the problem is you hired Kobe's agent and a former player, and you were like, fix the team. And those guys were drafting people that the scouting staff didn't want. It was the problem was putting those two in there. And Palenka's still there, and now they got LeBron, which is nice because they got LeBron. But what are they going to do from here?
Easy. You know what she's going to do? She's going to get Rich Paul, Maverick Carter and company. She's going to make that call because she has to hand everything up to LeBron. Because the only way this is going to work.
That's what's actually happening. They gave the team to him last year.
They could have because the decision making they made. All those guys that came with it, there's a dysfunction right there. From what I'm hearing, those were not LeBron players. We know the LeBron type of players. They were not LeBron players, man. If it was the LeBron's team, all those guys would have been out of there. This whole AD situation that just basically blew everything up apart. That wasn't LeBron's fault. LeBron basically, look.
That was Rich Paul's fault.
No, they basically said, look, I have this easy piece for you guys. And then the Lakers organization just effed it up. They're like, hey, Rich Paul's like, hey, I got you some steak. Now, don't mess it up. Just in a few, you get this piece of steak. But somehow, Jeannie didn't want it. Nobody wanted Bill one. There was just too many stupid things going on. And I'm not blaming LeBron for this, man. I think he was trying to put the team together because he saw the nonsense they put before. You're like, hold up. When he wasn't doing it, the last guys that couldn't shoot.
Guru, I actually just saw this. It all became clear as you were talking about this. LeBron, the Don James, actually planned this out all along. He has made the finals 8 years in a row, right?
That's how you wanted
right?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a year off to take the summer because I don't know if you are seeing him on Instagram, you're seeing him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody fucking happier right now than LeBron. Nobody is happier to be on summer vacation right now than LeBron James. He is enjoying his Memorial Day weekend for the first time in a decade, and is
and I saw Taco Tuesday.
He's having a great summer.
Bronny getting his IG going on.
Yeah, everything it's all great for LeBron right now. So he actually wanted a year off. He moved to LA, and they were like, LeBron, what do you think of these guys? And LeBron was like, you do whatever you need to do, knowing that the team would crash and burn through the season. He'd get the year off, and now they would be at his mercy, and he's going to be able to put together the team that he wants, when he wants, with the guys he wants this summer. Like, he knew for the year, planned it out ahead. I think the AD thing didn't go quite as he would have hoped on that.
He gave him a stick, and somehow the Lakers just messed it up. Palenka, Magic, whomever, they just messed it up.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lake Show is a shit show right now. So how do they get out of this? How do they turn this franchise around? They've missed the playoffs forever.
They got to get some guys to help LeBron.
Now, do they go star hunting this year? Is that what they got to do?
Dude, there's a couple of guys that's going to make sense, but you need to put shooters around LeBron. It just makes sense. I think Kyrie would make them, oh my gosh, outrageously unbelievable. And they don't have to give assets to get a Kyrie. They don't have to give assets. But I definitely think they got to go make a trade. I think if it's not a Kyrie, obviously Jimmy Butler is a big hot name. It could be very favorable. So
now that could go. I mean, if it's a sign and trade, like if he wants Philly to sign him with the max contract so he gets the big money and then trade the contract to LA, if he negotiates something like that to get in there, or he could just a free agent now.
Exactly.
He could just sign with LA. But I think Jimmy wants the bigger money, so it could work on something. Sixers might take a couple of guys for Jimmy Butler. You got a contract and a trade together. They might make that deal. I don't know. I think Jimmy Butler's. They're talking about Jimmy Butler's an option. They talk about Kyrie as an option. I almost can't fathom Kyrie Irving going back to being Scottie Pippen for LeBron James, but at the same time, I almost can because he seemed to realize how good at it he was, and that Scottie Pippen is still in the Hall of Fame with 6 fucking rings. You know, like there's...
And I think that he's going to outlast LeBron. LeBron is older.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, LeBron will pass the torch to Kyrie, and Kyrie will carry on that whatever. So I think that's a distinct possibility that we talked about him going to New York, or we talked about him... the Clippers. I think it makes a lot of sense in the worst, stupidest Hollywood way ever.
And the crazy thing is, we talked about this a while back, and I actually heard this recently too when I was listening to the Cowherd show. You know, we talked about Bradley Beal from the Wizards. Mm-hmm. You know, because he's a perfect, and I talked about that, like we said, months ago. And Bradley Beal is exactly what Lakers need.
Absolutely.
He's exactly fit a LeBron James. You know, Colin was saying the same thing. To me, that's a perfect thing. The Lakers got to take a ballsy move, and they could trade and give the Wizards, who are also dysfunction, a piece of trash dysfunction. So you have an organization that don't have a GM as well, because Ernie got fired at the end of the season. So
and rightfully fucking so. That guy is. That's who they should hire. They should bring Grunfeld into the Lakers. And how do they fuck it up anymore? That you hire Ernie fucking Grunfeld to bring him into the Staples Center.
Oh man, so. I think that could be a good situation. I think that would fit him well. You imagine having a Bill with Kyrie and LeBron. Oh, mercy.
Well, it's also a reunion for them. I mean, it would see, and I don't know. I don't know if it both seems like a likely possibility and completely outrageously stupid at the same time. It exists like Schrodinger's cat. You know, it could go either way until we open the box. We don't know. And I honestly, when this free agency starts, we talk about this all the time. The NBA free agency
is the best season.
Is the best season. It's almost better than the than the playoffs,
because it's uncertain. Look at this. We're more uncertain about what's going to happen, who's going to get this, just for the Lakers alone, than we are about the NBA Finals and the championship game. We are more certain.
We're talking about the NBA Finals, and one of the biggest topics for the NBA Finals is where will the best player on each team be playing next year? Yeah, it's not even all right. Are they going to play this year? Yeah, they're going to play this year, but where will they be next year? That's the question.
We can't wait till June, July, whatever the NBA, the end of June or something like that. Can't wait.
Fuck you, Adam Silver, for making this.
Hey, man, he's chilling over there with Rich Paul, man. Adam Silver, I feel you, man. The Guru got some consulting to do for you, man. Right. I got something I got to talk to you about, Adam Silver.
All right, Guru. Well, we don't have a whole lot else going on here, but I do have a 2-minute drill for you today. If you want to get into that,
let's do this.
All right. Before we get into that, though, you got to let me do the plugs because it's a shorter show, but we still got to get these in.
Plug time.
Trash Talk Radio at trashtalkradio.com, brought to you by the worldofsportsnetwork.com. World of Sports Network, connecting the world through the sports we love. Head on over to the YouTube page and search for World of Sports Network. Check out the World of Sports Network page. Subscribe to the page. You got all the great Trash Talk Radio videos from our network all the way around. And head on to WOSNshop.com. That's WOSNshop.com. For all kinds of great Trash Talk Radio merchandise, World of Sports merchandise, and of course Guru's thoughts on there, the long-form thoughts are on the WOSNshop.com from time to time. If you're looking for Guru, he's on Instagram every day at Guru's Film Room. That is Guru's Film Room on Instagram. It's just his thoughts. And I am More or Lestro on Twitter. More or Lestro on Twitter. One more time for the people in the cheap seats is trashtalkradio.com. And Guru, what's that hashtag?
That's TTR.
All right, man. Short show this week. Just NBA focused show here, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing that happens in sports. So let's play a little bit of the 2-minute drill.
Let's do this.
So we play the 2-minute drill on Trash Talk Radio. It's our chance to talk about all the things that we didn't get to talk about in the show. I put 2 minutes on the clock and I start lobbing questions at the Guru. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Guru, question number 1 in the NFL. Richie Incognito got a 1-year deal this week from the Raiders, giving this tool yet another chance he'll just throw away. Guru, what are your thoughts on this, both football-wise and otherwise?
Man, the best name in football, man. Richie Incognito, man. I used to call him Richie Incognito. That's my man. Yeah, Nebraska's finest, man. When he's on the field, he is a player. He's a player, man. He's that dude. He's a player. What the Raiders are doing, they're making sure they get on Hard Knocks, baby. Raiders with freaking Richie Incognito and AB and John Gruden. This is made for TV, man.
You know, that's actually one of the other questions I had here on the drill. They're getting close to picking the Hard Knocks team. Who is your choice for Hard Knocks?
Raiders.
I got to agree. That team, they are looking to scorch earth on their way out of fucking Oakland this year. Another team leaving Oakland. This one for Vegas. Just burning shit to the ground on their way out. I agree. Incognito, great player on the field. Real asshole off it. I don't know that he needs another chance. Surely there's got to be someone else, but perfect for the Raiders. Hey, over to the NBA. Is there a worse celebrity fan than Drake? If you're gonna have a celebrity fan rooting for your team, is Drake the worst one out there?
They're absolutely the most terrible celebrity fan.
I appreciate the Philly in that.
Yeah, he's doing too much, man.
Right in there. What are you? You're not.
No.
It's like the new mascot for the Raptors is Drake. The way he's on the court.
I like that instead of the Toronto Drakes.
The Toronto Drakes. That's even a better team. It's another gimmick, but it's a better name. Or tracksuits. Question number 3. 5-star recruit R.J. Hampton is now headed to play pro ball in New Zealand instead of a year in college at the United States. What do you think of this?
Get that check, homie. Get that check. This is America. They teach you how to make that check. This is a trade, man. Your trade is basketball. It's a craft. You know what you do? You go master your craft, and by mastering your craft, you go pro ball to go play pro ball. You get that? It kind of makes sense, don't it? You go play pro ball to go play pro ball.
Yeah, it's the one and done. He's taking his one and done, playing pro ball in New Zealand. I'm curious to see how this works out for him because he's a 5-star recruit, so he's on the radars of the NBA to begin with. He's not going to get the exposure playing in New Zealand, and he's not going to play against the talent in New Zealand that he would.
Hey, you know what? What check he's getting, he's going to get TV. He's going to be able to, he's going to have the highest level phone. For 17, 18-year-old, he cool, man.
I think that's what he's banking on is that ESPN will still report on his exploits over in New Zealand. But I think it's a real test case to see if this can work, or if if you're a kid that can play pro ball in New Zealand or France or for a year instead of going to college, if the NBA, if that will work there. I look forward to seeing how this plays out, and good luck to him. That's a ballsy choice. I like it. All
Entrepreneur mindset right there. I like it.
We heard the horn go off here, but I actually have a couple more quick questions for you. It looks like today that the Houston Rockets have a fire sale going on and are ready to blow it up. Everybody for sale. Although the deal for Harden would have to be ridiculous. My question for you is, would anybody take Chris Paul?
CP done, baby. Yeah, I know who. LeBron James.
That's what they're talking, is that he can find his way over there. That'd be great for everybody. The Rockets could get out from under
him. Just get him and get Melo, get his old boys, get one more shit, man.
What do you think of this? What do you think is blowing this up in Houston and just taking it all out? I mean, the Warriors, we talked about this, are a different team next year. Run it back.
I know, right? Sounds good, but it sounds good to blow it up, but they're just trying to get attention. Everybody wants to be called. When you're not in the playoff no more, nobody forgets about you. So for you to get named and get recognition again is by saying ridiculous statements like that.
Like Harden is available. That's so dumb. All right, final question, Guru. Speaking of Rob Pelinka, he got into a little trouble this week in that ESPN article for apparently telling a story about Kobe having dinner with the dead actor Heath Ledger, who was passed away at the time when they were supposed to be having dinner. My question for you is, what dead celebrity would you have lunch with?
Man, that is so morbid, man.
I assume he wouldn't be dead if you were having lunch with him because it wouldn't be much of a conversation.
Nah, but you got me thinking like a dead, some mom coming out the grave, dead celebrity. Like, I was even thinking about when they're alive. I'm like, oh my God, he just got off the grave. Like, let's go have lunch. Like, dog, you smell like dirt.
He's been dead a while. Of course they're fucking hungry.
Man, I don't even know. That's a question. You caught me off guard. The group finally got speechless. You talking about what dead celebrity, man? Nah, I don't know.
All right, I think Heath Ledger's as fine a choice as anybody then. Why not? Have it with the Joker if you're going to have it with anybody. I'd have Hunter Thompson. What
about you?
Hunter Thompson. Let me get lunch with Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I bet we'd be wasted by the time the appetizers arrived.
I think all of my people are still alive, man. That's what it is. All of my so-called people are still they're living and living, baby.
That with that, we are out of time on Trash Talk Radio this week. One more time, if you're looking for us, you can find us at trashtalkradio.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. But the best place to find us is trashtalkradio.com. I'm on Twitter at Lestro. Guru's on Instagram at Guru's Film Room. Just his thoughts. Until next time, I'm Lestro.
And this is the G to the U to the R to the U.
Thanks for listening.
Ciao. No, it's not maple. That's what it is.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Bring it
that's
down.
syrup.
Send that check, Canada.
Scissor.